Nano Banana 2 dropped earlier today, and it's already been added to Runchat. In this video, we want to compare it against other comparable price models and of the other Nano Banana models. We want to look at it in the context of architectural visualization. What we're going to do is we're going to attempt some edits that a lot of our architectural users to do, and we'll just have a loose evaluation of whether or not we think Nano Banana 2 is better value for money, and just look at the outcomes together. So we're going to compare the following models: Nano Banana Pro, Nano Banana GPT 1.5, which was released in December, and Flux 2 Pro. If we look at these models and their costs in Runchat, if I hit the tab button here, you can see these different models, and they do vary quite a bit. Nano Banana Pro is still the most expensive at 300 credits. Nano Banana 2 has been added, it's 160 credits. And then the original Nano Banana, which is still really useful, is about 80. You'll notice that it's crossed out for me. It's because I am currently using the Gemini integration. On our YouTube page, we have a guide of how to get $300 worth of free credits for Gemini. And I'm currently got the Gemini integration set up. So that's why you'll notice this G and the credits crossed out for me. I've set up this little grid here with a few prompts and a few images. I'm going to use this prompt with this image and with each of these different models. So to do that, I can just drag away from the output, and I'm going to type Nano Banana, select Pro here, and as the image, we're going to pass in this architectural reference. I'm going to copy this a bunch of times by holding Alt and dragging, and I'm just going to quickly change the models. We're going to make this a realistic building with light wooden materials in the Australian bush surrounded by native Australian vegetation. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so we have some vastly different outcomes here. Let's go through them one by one. To me, Nano Banana Pro still is the best of the lot. I think the quality of the materials is really high. The realism of the way that it's applied the wood is also really impressive. Even small details like this window, I think this is a really great outcome. There's a bit of a pathway that it's interpreted that still leads to nowhere, but maybe is a bit more clever than some of the others. Nano Banana 2, it's got a ramp to nowhere. The materials look pretty good. It's added in some solar panels as well, which maybe is accurate for the Australian wilderness. I think like overall, the landscape and the composition is like average, especially compared to this Pro image. And the original Nano Banana is definitely inferior, I think. It does seem like the perspective of this all has warped from the original image, which I definitely don't like and would basically put me off wanting to use Nano Banana for this type of work. I think definitely it looks like Nano Banana 2 and Pro are way more consistent to the image here. Yeah, this is, I think, a pretty rough outcome. Let's just take a look at that in more detail. If I open the image editor by double clicking, I can paste my image, and then what I can do is just drop the opacity. So yeah, like it's definitely warped the outcome here. It's not that far off, but it's definitely changed it a bit. Let's check the others. Yeah, the adhesion just seems much better with Nano Banana 2 to the original input geometry. This seems far more accurate, and I would wager that Nano Banana Pro has done a really good job. So keep going. 1.5, GPT 1.5 has done an interesting job. I'm not the biggest fan. It definitely has the ramp to nowhere effect, and it hasn't cited it very well. But otherwise, I think this is okay. And then Flux 2 Pro, it is interesting that it has put a path around the building, but I definitely am just not really impressed with this image either. It has, I think, a lot of qualities that I'm just not a fan of this, like really spotted wood, the large capping that none of the others have put in place. Yeah, so I think this is just not amazing. It's also got, I'm not sure what this is back here. I'm going to take what I think is an image where we get like a clear view of the ramp. I'm just going to take the Nano Banana 2 one for now, and I've just pasted it in so it's to the left here. What I can do to make this quite easy is I can drag select and shift select all of these nodes and go into Alt, drag them. Okay, so let's run each of these. Great. So we have some really interesting results. One of the things that everyone hates the most about Nano Banana is that it'll just run a prompt and it'll give you the exact same image back. In this case, it does look like it's placed some stairs here, but they are stairs to nowhere. And it mostly just seems like you got the same image back. I've also had this happen earlier today, so I'm pretty sure we've still got the same problem with Nano Banana 2, where it's going to just give you the same image back with nowhere close to the changes you've asked for. What's really interesting is Pro has made that change and added the staircase. I think with really low prompting, no sketching, this is a really fine outcome. Interestingly, GPT 1.5 has done an okay job, and Flux 2 has done a good job as well of identifying the ramp and replacing it with stairs. So, yep, this is definitely a poor result for Nano Banana 2. It really places it for this type of edit from basic instruction in the kind of league of the original Nano Banana. So again, let's now do some materiality variations of this building. Just going to copy everything. Okay, while we wait for that, let's just talk about speed quickly. So Nano Banana Pro was 30 seconds. 2 was 10 seconds. Nano Banana, the original, is 11 seconds, so not that much faster with Gemini with Nano Banana 2. However, I think we could assume that there's going to be scaling issues, so this might get faster going forward. Who knows? GPT 1.5 is 30 seconds and Flux 2 is 15. There are faster Flux models. So for Gemini, I think like the thing that's interesting about running this test is like, does it pick some nice materials, complementary materials, or not? And these variations that we think we'd be happy with if we saw them. Off the bat, I think the brick is like horrible on this. The steel approach is a strange one. Wouldn't have done that myself. This complementary dark wood and concrete form, and we've got stone and wood. Overall, kind of fine. Nano Banana 2, I think these variations are a bit more cohesive. The core 10 option top right and the bottom left. Aluka bond is nice. Don't know if I like this one at all, and I'm not sure about this one altogether. So nothing particularly inspiring. The OG Nano Banana, it has given us the same building back, so this is obviously not ideal. The Core 10 option is very basic, but it is consistently applied. This is okay. This concrete block one is fairly strange. Again, not amazing. I don't necessarily feel that Nano Banana 2 is much better. GPT 1.5. This is okay. I don't know. You be the judge. Tell us in the comments if there's any of these that you like or utterly despise. And then Flux 2 Pro, really basic, strong differentiation of concepts. They're not very complementary with the materials. So it's just applied a uniform material to all of them, whereas all the other models have tried to add something that's a bit more complementary, except 1.5, which is also just a single material change. And Nano Banana, which is also a single material change. Both Pro and 2 tried to do something a little bit more complementary, maybe. Okay, so I think pretty similar results, really. Again, Pro is definitely better, and 2 is fine. Though I think for the credit cost, I'd probably just spend time prompting and trying to give references and just try the old Nano Banana, since it's half the price. And for this next one, let's see what it tries to do if it tries to show this building from several different angles. Okay, so most likely this is a bad prompt. There should be more specificity about the types of angles I'm looking for. Maybe they should be cardinal angles. But the interesting thing is that Nano Banana Pro has still done a fairly good job. It's got the original angle, a new angle rotated 90 degrees, another angle cleanly rotated 90 degrees. And then I guess it doesn't know much about the back of this building at all. But I feel like this is a reasonable enough approximation of what could be there. Nano Banana 2, pretty average. Two of the angles are identical. Original Nano Banana, yeah, like slight variations on one, and then just a completely hallucinated building. GPT image, very strange hallucinations of different parts of this building. And Flux 2 Pro, this is bad. This is very bad. It's completely hallucinated aspects of this building. Finally, let's do some style transfer. Great. So let's just take a very close look at the references. We have this kind of abstract landscape painting by a Chinese artist. We have this random drawing, and we have our building. They all seem to have picked up on the colors, except Flux 2 Pro. I think honestly, they're all okay. I personally prefer the one that GPT 1.5 did, and I'm unsure really that there's any additional value from Nano Banana 2 compared to how the original Nano Banana performed, which kind of brings us to the end and is definitely the kind of theme of what we've learned here so far. I'm unsure if Nano Banana 2 is an incredible amount better based off these very simple tests. There's obviously a number of different use cases that people use, but these are the most likely ones that users who are doing work with architecture want to be able to do. I'm curious to see if anyone in the community finds better ways of working with Nano Banana 2. But just given the fact that it's about 2 times more expensive than Nano Banana, I think really depending on what you're trying to achieve, I would probably still roll with the original. And I do think Nano Banana Pro is still, for the money and just like the result, just way better value. And I think personally, I'd be fine to wait for its output. This output, I think, is incredible comparatively to the others. I would love to know what you all think. Please add to the comments below or join our Discord to ask any questions. I'll post this workflow in the description so you can have a look for yourself and test it. Hope you all have fun with Nano Banana 2, and you can get started for free at runchat.com.